Dan Campbell, after yet another loss, 0-6. This one's as horrendous as it gets. Look, the Bengals are improved. It's okay to lose to the Bengals these days, but you're completely outclassed at home. They lose 34-11. It's never a game. They score all 11 points of the fourth quarter. It's total garbage time, meaningless points. At one point, it is 27-0 and 34-3. That's how much better the Bengals are than you in your building. The Bengals were up 34-3 in your building. That's how much better the Bengals are. Bengals-Lions, much like Cardinals-Browns yesterday, a classic old-school Bill Pito game. Bengals-Lions definitely would have been the Bill Pito game on primetime. You know, there was always two games that Berman didn't do. Cardinals-Browns, one of them. A Lions-Bengals game would have been the other.
In the National Football League.
We have a developing situation. So I get it, you're frustrated, and Jared Goff not good enough. Now, there's a lot of problems with the Lions, and last week when Dan Campbell cried, this is an offshoot of the Jared Goff conversation, but last week when Dan Campbell cried, I heard a lot of, that's our coach, he's emotional, he cares, he's in it with his guys, he's showing a vulnerability, and all of this type of stuff. And I came off as the crass, cold, unemotional one when I said, you can't be doing that. You can't be doing this. Why? Not because I doubt that you care. I know that you care. I know Dan Campbell cares. He's a heart on his sleeve kind of guy. What I don't need is week 5 of an NFL season to feel like the death of a loved one. I can't have that. There's 17 weeks in this season. There's 17 games, 18 weeks in this season. If Dan Campbell's the solution, he's going to be there for 3, 4, 5 years. If you're the solution, you're not just another jamoke that the Lions keep running through this organization, you're there for 3, 4, 5, 6 seasons. Week 5 of week 1, it cannot feel like the death of a loved one. It can't be that dramatic yet. Because then how do you come back? If you've been eliminated from the playoffs, if this is a playoff-crushing defeat, if a beloved player has a season-ending injury, if something really dramatic happens and you show some tears, I don't love it, but I can understand it. A routine week 5 against the Vikings can't be that. And how did the Lions play the week following? Yesterday, they played like their spirit was gone, like they had nothing left in the tank, like they were going through the motions. If you empty everything you have out in week 5 of the NFL season, so much so that you're brought to tears, how can you expect to have the intestinal fortitude to keep going and play more football each and every week? It's not easy when you're 0-5. I get it. But yesterday looked like they'd rather be anywhere but playing the Cincinnati Bengals in professional football. It's week 6. It's week 6. It's not week 16. It's not week 16 of year 3. It's week 6 of year 1. That's the first part, and that's the thing that I criticized Dan Campbell about last week. I just can't see the highs and the lows this early. You've got to be even keel. Number 2, the Jared Goff thing. Look, Jared Goff is a baby. At the end of the day, Jared Goff is just a baby. He was drafted number 1 overall because Jared Goff has really good arm talent, because he's got the physical stature to throw a big ball and be accurate. But guess what? Sean McVay saw day in, day out, he lacks leadership. McVay saw we got a really good team, but we don't have a leader. Our quarterback's good, at times very good, but he's not a leader. And that's why the Rams cut bait with him. The Rams said, we can't win a championship with this guy. And that's why they went and got Matthew Stafford, who, part of the French, has bigger balls. Matt Stafford's a gamer. Matt Stafford's not perfect. Matt Stafford can throw into triple coverage when unneeded. Matt Stafford lost a lot of games in Detroit. But Matt Stafford, on the line, fourth quarter, you give him the football and you go, we will follow you. And he leads. Goff doesn't. And Goff is surrounded by a losing franchise. He's surrounded by a loser's mentality because the Lions haven't won in forever. They're trying to change it. And Jared Goff has embraced loserdom. He's not a fighter. And do I think Dan Campbell needs to go public with this? Well, it all depends. The only way this makes strategic sense, and I doubt that Dan Campbell does a lot of strategy because I think he just talks from the heart. But the strategy here would be, look, we're going to lose the season completely if it's not already lost unless Goff proves that he's got some fire. And so we publicly challenge him because this is it. You either bleep or get off the pot. If we publicly challenge him and he's still a loser and he's still a baby, then we know he's gone. Now, I would think you'd know that already. I would think that the moment you have a chance to draft the franchise QB, you do it because Goff's not the answer. But maybe this is the last. Let's just see what he's got if he responds to the public challenge. But that's it. Because now, the moment that Goff stinks, which he will again, it's over. You've questioned his ability. You've asked him to respond. He won't at some point. And then that's it. You have to move on. Like, that can't be your quarterback anymore. So it's a delicate road. It's a very thin ice that you walk. You are willing to watch it crack. But the fact is, if Campbell is willing to say that there, and he pauses deeply and waits, you didn't hear it in that clip, but he waits, and he wonders, should I say this, should I say this, should I say this, and then says it, he's really frustrated that Jared Goff is a baby. And you know what? I don't doubt it at all because that's why the Rams cut bait with him.